Why are you smiling so sneaky like that?
Jan, it's good to have you back on the podcast. Damn, it's been a crazy more than 3 months now, and like all I'm gonna say is you have like changed big time since Jan 1.0 when I met her over 3 months ago to Jan 2.0 with all this next level craziness and confidence and just epicness and more energy and more hype and yeah, just it's just like I want to start this episode for everybody watching on YouTube or listening on the podcast by sharing the thing. So Jan has already been on the podcast before. She was on episode 14, and I just want to play a short clip on my phone while I'm holding it in my hands to show you guys what she said, the wisdom that she shared in the end of the last episode, and then go through quickly give you a rundown of the 5 life lessons she shared. And then this episode is going to be a casual talk between me and Jan, just getting straight into like just vibing, just literally chilling, and just want you guys to get a perspective of how coaching, mentoring, and helping people in your life can have a true impact in your energy, your mindset, your life, your business, just everything in general. And I think it's so important for me personally to get across this message to everybody that how important I believe truly is for every single person in the world to have somebody by their side that guides them, mentors them, coaches them in their life, their mindset, their business. Because I just think it just gives you a different perspective of where you're going in your life, because we may sometimes think that we know everything and we know the route, we know what we want, but sometimes someone external comes into our life and says, hang on a minute, but if you do this, you may either get there faster, or like this is actually incorrect and you should actually do it like this. It's just perspective. So without further ado, I'm going to go into showing this little clip on my phone. Hopefully you guys can see it on the screen, but this is the wisdom she shared on the last episode. All right, here we go.
For a moment, just instead of thinking about what everyone needs you to be, instead try and think about what you need you to be. Who do you need you to be? And how I could expand on that is basically, we teach others how to treat us by showing them how we treat ourselves, right? And even if it's internal, huge impact, huge sort of domino effect there, right? So, whether it's business colleagues to lover to best friend, like, what are you like? What would you be like if you were your own best friend? What would you be like if you dated yourself and you were your own lover? What would you be like if you were your own boss, your own CEO? Like, who do you need you to be? And
Powerful message. I wanted to share that because I just want to give you guys a perspective of like how her energy was back then. Like this was over 3 months ago now. How her energy was back then, which was still really good, but and also at the time I remember she told me that she wasn't as as confident on camera on Zoom calls and stuff like that, but she's changed way like big time since then. And the 5 life lessons that she shared on the last episode. Number one was gratitude. She said that everything begins and ends with gratitude. The second thing she said was love does not discriminate. There are so many love languages. Third, life is an adventure. And she said that to kind of add on to that, she said you must get out of your comfort zone and do something that you love. Fourth thing she shared was home is what you make it. Find your creative space and energy zone. I love that. And number 5 was work is what you make it. So find your life's work, which is like purpose, and your true purpose, as it said. So Jan, I'm glad that I get to have this conversation with you once again. And I want to just literally just go into like, okay, so here's the prompt because Jan likes prompts. So
Yes.
the prompt is, tell me like a little bit about why you believe, or why at the time over 3 months ago you decided that you needed external help. You wanted someone to guide you. You wanted some kind of more like you just wanted help in your life because you felt like somewhere along life, somewhere along your journey, you felt a bit stuck, or you just needed some help in your life, your business, your mindset. And so just tell everybody listening or watching this on YouTube, like how at that time, like how were you, what kind of a mindset were you at, and then where are you at now, like just the comparison.
The mindset that I was at was I was seeking guidance. I needed a coach. I needed exactly what the experience that we had, and I had been needing it. So I think, that whole thing that they say about third time's a charm, because I did have previous experiences, invested in programs, and was not about to give up. So the one-on-one experience that you offered, or the structure that you had in place, was just so unique, just like incomparable, you know with anything else. And I was just ready. I was just ready to receive, ready to try it. Just I was just in the mindset that I was a very open one. I'm just like, all right, whatever's out there. I didn't have a kind of OCD about like what the experience was supposed to be, or what I thought that I specifically needed and how it was going to run. So I think that kind of attracted exactly, your style of coaching, which was perfecto.
Thank you. And I think, yeah, because that, from my perspective, I think when I first met you over 3 months ago and we started coaching and stuff like that, like, yeah, you were you were very different. I told you, right, when I looked at the old video, and the reason why I wanted to have you back on the podcast 3 months later to show everybody is just the difference and the comparison between that's how you were back then in that video. And like, I learned from like, for example, for me, I learned through the progress of my videos and my content
Yeah.
in general, like how every day or every year my content only gets better. It gets unique. I try new things. I don't upgrade the logo or like branding or whatever it is. I think everything in life is about progress. And like, your progress from since I met you, and you telling me one of the biggest, or one of the things that you were struggling with at that time over 3 months ago, was you were scared to go on like these Zoom calls, or you wasn't as confident as going on these Zoom calls. And then we've had plenty of those now. You've had so many other sales calls and client calls that you've had on Zoom, and so you're way more comfortable with it now during the pandemic. But just also, like, in terms of your energy, like, you just like it almost like you, through the kind of guidance that I gave you, like almost as if you uniquely just found your own self. You found more power, you found more energy, you found more, like, you just stopped giving a crap about these people in your life and around you, and you just like, like, Sadiq's right. Like, why am I worrying so much about these people? Screw them. Like, this is my life, this is my goal, this is my dreams. Like, I also remember, like, your dreams at the time when we started were like huge dreams, but then you met me, and and I shared some of my dreams. You're like, holy crap, like, dude, your dreams are like next level.
Yeah. It made
And I
me
think
not
we
feel
need
crazy.
that. I think we need that. Like, we need that healthy competition. We're like, damn, like, I want an apartment there too now. Like, I want that. And it kind of helps us to dream bigger, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's so necessary. So necessary. It's just like, okay, here's this little box that I thought was already big, and even though we have these ginormous visions and these big dreams, sometimes we even then, there's a little bit of a mindset block. So we're just like, okay, well, this is as big as I can dream, even though it's a big dream. And then I don't know, that's why we shouldn't ever stop seeking inspiration, or receiving, or welcoming, or being open to inspiration, because that, like, watching without comparing, listening and observing other people's dreams and aspirations and accomplishments just helps us kind of break that box. And that's what happened.
Love it. And we made you a little gifty doing
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
We had a lot of fun. Let's be real. We had a lot of fun. We had deep sessions. We had like really, really deep, conversations. Like, for those of you guys who don't know, or like, that missed out on all the fun that went on behind the scenes between me and Jan in the coaching, I've seen every emotion that Jan has. I've seen her cry. I've seen her super excited. I've seen her angry. I've seen her frustrated. Like, I've seen it all. And I think it was so important, for me, from my perspective as a coach, to see that in you, because it just gave me more ammunition to be like, okay, this is where I can help, this is where I can give mentorship, this is what I can guide you. But at no point I told you what to do. I gave you mentorship and guidance, and literally got you to get your own answers. Because I believe, as a coach, some of the best coaches that I learned from online, like, they all are good at asking the right questions. And the client or the person has to find their own answers. We can't always give the answer and say, this is the answer and that's it. you have to follow this. No, like I like doing things differently where I'm just like, hey Jan, I think you should try this or do this or think about this or go ahead and this week focus on this particular thing. And then you go ahead and you kind of, you always found your own answer. Right? You're like, I don't know how you do it, Sadiq, but you always make me just like, I remember once on one of our sessions, you were just like, Sadiq, I don't know how you do it, but like I give myself my own homework. You don't even you don't even need to give me homework because I give myself homework after talking to you. I'm like, you see, but that's like the power of getting you to think and to analyze it. Look,
literally, like, hold on, like this is all the homework I assigned myself at the end of every single call, and you're just sitting there talking to me, you know, like asking questions, and I just ended up assigning myself all of that's scribbles, all of this freaking homework.
Yep, just literally no. I just see her like vigorously writing down. I'm like, whatever she's writing, you know, she must be really like taking down notes about what I'm sharing, and hopefully it will help her. But okay, so tell us about like what about in your business? Like what shifted in 3 months time? What kind of things changed for you? What kind of shifted? What got better, but also what challenges did you have during that period as well?
Oh my goodness. Well, the before after, I guess the before was, you know, I was a yes woman, accepting, you know, anything and everything that came through. It was 100% organic referrals. So, you know, I'm just like filling up my capacity, my time, my output throughout the week. And if it was less clients that came in and referred myself, I just doubled down on the time I put into it. I was doing 0 sales. I had a placeholder website. I did 0 outreach, and the collaborations that I was in, although the mission and the brands themselves were incredible, were not in alignment with my actual purpose, which I got so much clarity on during the 3 months. So just because they're out of alignment doesn't mean that they were, you know, necessarily wrong for me. It's just I wasn't as clear on my mission and on my purpose, and that's why. So, you know, I basically gained clarity, turned my website into a not placeholder website. Actually, like I expanded my services, and in order for me to have even give my website a makeover, I had to know what my services look like. Added coaching to it as well. I now have a sales, you know, strategy. I do outreach, and just this huge portal, this huge door of just aligned partnerships, not clients, partnerships, just magnetized towards me. And it's been like one after another. And even my community, my tribe, the council that I have been building is so solid. We even went into this clubhouse journey together, which was very huge for me, and perfect timing, you know, trust the universe, right? Perfect timing, because in my practice with speaking and getting on camera, but just speaking in general, speaking with you, speaking to my audience, you know, we entered the clubhouse world where that just really expedited how I found my voice. And the speaking engagements there, you know, going from just participating on stage, being an audience, being you know, just raising my hand to speak, to hosting consistently a weekly freaking show, Flash Coaching Fridays every week, which you inspired me. And all of that has led to, you know, that being the first, these speaking engagements being the first piece of consistent content that I have, and something that I look forward to showing up for, like with my face. And I don't know, just everything, like it has been 360 degrees in not just like who engages with me, my audience, the quality of my audience as well. And I think that just echoes and reflects, you know, in the quality of my own vision and my own business. So that it's just been inside out, like very drastic before and after.
Yeah. I love it. And also, you never used to post like stories, and on Instagram, you never ever, almost ever, used to even post stories of yourself. Especially like singing and stuff. Like you would
I
never have put yourself out there singing. Like I really encouraged you a lot. Like I was like, Jan, your voice is amazing. Why don't you just like just throw it in there in your content? Like it's your personality. It's you. It's
Yeah.
fun. The other thing that you were missing was fun. We spoke a lot about fun,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, so you went from like not posting anything on your stories, like just to give people updates of like, what are you posting, what are you doing, what's going on behind the scenes of your business,
Yeah.
what do you even offer? Because there is the bio is not enough, right? You need to kind of constantly come up and show up and tell people like, this is me, I'm here, I'm behind the page, this is my brand, and this is what I believe in, and these are my purposes, and I want to help you, I want to serve you, and this is what I can offer you, and this is how I want to show up in the world, as you said.
Mhm.
And I love that you started your clubhouse weekly events as well. That's been good, because it's been definitely helping you with your speaking, with your confidence, with just networking in general. And also you mentioned sales, so I want you to share with everyone, like, tell them how you took my sales psychology script that I'm so proud of, that I've learned from many of my mentors, one in
Mhm.
particular. But tell them how you took my script and you've literally 10x. And I was like, oh my day, I'm so proud of you, because my only mission is to make other people, meaning like clients or customers or people that come into my life, to make other people better than me. And that's what you did. You took my thing and you always make it better. And I'm like, yes, like this is what I want, to see real life results of someone taking my script or the thing that I've created and then taking it to the next level. And I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, the function that it played for me and how it served me was that it was a prompt basically, and it didn't have to be, it wasn't copy paste at all. Like yours was beautiful, and the reason why I believed in it and was because you used it with me. and, and that's how we connected. But it's so freaking genuine that it doesn't even, I would even rebrand it, it doesn't feel like what people associate a script
Mm,
would be. It's just like, okay, here's my kind of sticky note, that I've poured that you've poured your energy into, and then that's a prompt, and through this prompt, like that's how we kind of carry the conversation, like see the chemistry, carry the vibe, and see where it goes. Like what can the collaboration look like, how can we serve each other? So that's why I just I didn't even question it. So I remember I was telling you yesterday, like the maximum benefit my huge tip that anyone can get from coaching is to just not question anything. Like we're here to receive, right? So yeah, I was in that zone, I was in that mindset, and basically I pasted it into a immaculate color coded beautiful Google document, and just started drafting my own version of it. And none of it was like copy pasted or paraphrase. It's just, I see the intention. It's like, okay, the intention of message number one, here's the intention. And I think by that time, I was in such a flow. I keep telling people, I'm not a copywriter. I'm not a copywriter. I'll find a copywriter to do this and that. But every time I blow my own mind, I was just in such flow because I trusted the process. Hashtag trust the process. So, I didn't question it, and I understood the intention, and I was mindful of what this exercise was to be. And you even prompted me or told me in the beginning, like, it's just an exercise. You don't even have to use it if you're not going to do outreach anytime soon. But I would, you were recommending me to just do this exercise. But it came out so beautiful and so 10x that, like, there is no way I'm not using this. But yeah, it was just like the intention of like the first message to the follow-up message to the carry message. I understood the intention, so I knew what it would sounded like as me after, not before, after, breaking all these walls, after finding the fun,
mm-hmm.
after understanding like what my language sounds like. And I didn't even have to build any personal brand language guide around it. It was just like unleashing and experiencing with you just having fun, like no filter, vulnerable, authentic, like passionate, like all these things that
Crazy.
I totally just unfiltered self. And that's why it just came in one draft. Like I channeled my highest self basically. And I don't know, it just came out like I sat there and I reread it because I wasn't thinking about how my previous sentences sounded when I was drafting it. And then I was like, oh my God. So, emojis and all. I do not care what they say. I don't care if it's on LinkedIn. I don't care if it's on email. I'm keeping my emojis, period.
Same.
Yeah.
Emojis are for me, like I always teach people this in my text kind of language, in like in sales or psychology. Emojis for me is something that's so important because in text messages, this is a lesson for everybody to learn right now. In text, when you text someone, the reason why I don't like text, or the reason why I like to start off with text with strangers, but always try to bring them on a call, is because everybody reads text and just visually sees text differently. A little exclamation mark, you will be surprised how a little exclamation mark can be read completely differently by two different individuals. A little question mark, a comma, a apostrophe, whatever, these little things. And then emojis like a little wink or a smiley face or an angel face or a namaste sign. Like all of these things, people interpret it as in a different way. And so when I text people, I add the emojis that what they mean to me. And for me, it's just adding that tiny bit of emotion into the text because the text itself doesn't have emotion. Remember that text doesn't have emotion. People would read things fast, slow, medium pace. We all see and read things differently, but adding emojis just gives somebody, or it kind of resonates with someone if they're that type of person. So if you're an emoji person like you were, my message worked perfectly because you saw the emojis, but wow, this is such a genuine message. He actually reached out, not knowing that it was like an automated thing at the time from LinkedIn that just came and reached out to you. But the intention, as you said, of that message, the sales psychology that I teach people is so raw and real that nobody can ever tell that that's actually copy paste. I had like very minimal people tell me at the time on LinkedIn that this sounds like something from a marketing blueprint. And then I would hop back in there because I'm always messaging people myself, right? There's no team, there's no one else doing it. So I would hop back in there and countless times I've turned negative people super positive and like love me after the second message, because they thought that the first message was copy paste or whatever, and like from a marketing blueprint. But then I start coming in there and carried on talking to them like, okay, no worries. And used a little bit of psychology and said, if you think that was a copy paste, I'm sorry, but okay, whatever. That was definitely not copy to paste and whatever. But if you feel like that, no worries, no big deal. I wish you all the best in your business. And they're like, no, wait. Like, like they suddenly just switch around. They're like, oh, we're so sorry. We didn't know. Maybe we misunderstood something.
Yeah.
But it all comes back to language, and it's so important to understand, like, emojis or no emojis, how is it that you communicate with people? Is it audio? Is it text? Is it video like me? Like, what's the best form of communication? Also, I think it's good to use as many forms of them as you can. So don't only just text people. Sometimes send it. How many times did I get you to like stop texting me and just audio message me or video message me? And the little updates that I got you to do every day, right? Like, Jan, I want an update of your day every day before bed. What did you do today? What did you learn today? And how, like, what's the plan for tomorrow? And like, you did that every day. No, like, not a single day you missed. Every day you gave that update. You're showing up. You're taking action. That was the biggest thing, like, that I loved about you, was that like, you didn't question anything. You never said why I should do this. You just like, this guy knows that if I do this, my life is gonna change. I'm gonna do it. And like, like, it's like that story of like when, or that little annotation where they say, when a coach tells you to do something, don't question why. Instead, ask them how high. Like, so if I come to somebody,
When they tell you to jump.
yeah, that's it. When they tell you to jump, don't ask why, just ask how high. Yeah, I think, like, just go. Like, they want what's best for you. They never want you to lose, because, like, then what's the point of making this episode of a podcast, getting your client to share with the world how much CoachSadiq sucks? Like, he is so useless. Like, why would he want you to lose when he wants you to go and like and show people that he just made this individual like 10 times better than him? And that's the mission that I'm on, right? Just making other people better than me.
Hmm.
So powerful.
Hey.
Yeah, that's powerful, and I'm super proud of you. Honestly, like you have changed so much. You have grown so much. You took so much action. Your business has changed. Your life has changed. Your mindset, like you, everything, every emotion, just, whoosh,
Yeah.
just yeah.
So much action. So much freaking action. And a lot of it, again, I assigned to myself at the end of every single call, which is hilarious, but more action than in the span of 3 months. And I've taken in a decade. Like, and bold, big and bold actions, not just tasks, not just homework, like
Do you think?
big and
Do you
bold.
think that was because like you genuinely had like that one, like you had somebody that actually cared, like, and that was there? Because
Mm.
even the other stuff that you've done in the last decade, it's
Yeah.
still valuable stuff, right? Still valuable
Yep.
information, but it was kind of like far away, right? It was somewhere like these online coaches or these programs that you were part of. Like you,
Yeah.
yes, you're learning from them, but you never get to ask a one-on-one question or have that person check in and say, "Hey, Jan, how are you? How's business? How's life? Like, are you actually taking action on these goals
Mhm.
you set?"
Yeah, what was needed and what was missing and huge and key was, I mean, besides from number one being fun, but number two, I guess, like, what we found that I really needed was that open mind surgery, like
Those
the
are the three magic words, your favorite
yeah.
words.
Mm-hmm,
Can we have an
mm-hmm.
open mind surgery week, please?
Yeah, yep.
And yeah,
Like,
those sessions are deep.
yes, but
Vulnerable.
so valuable.
Mhm. And I honestly think everybody needs that. Like everybody just needs that time with one person to be vulnerable, authentic, open up, cry, bring the tissues out. Like,
Mhm.
I think everybody needs that. I wish I can just like individually go and change everybody's life and like just let them, like, even if I don't say anything, I'm just like, "Hey, Jan, like you're free. I'm a wall. Like I'm the wall. I'm like this rock over here right now, and I just want you to like let all your emotions out on me, and I promise you I won't let it affect me at all, but it's going to make you feel amazing." And then you
Yeah.
sit there and you shout, you scream, you cry, you let every emotion out. After, you're just like, ah. It just
There's
feels
a lot of clips. If every session was recorded, like how just like 1 to 10 week 1, week 10 of just me going, like,
yep.
get silly, get spicy. If you're sad, be sad. Permission to like release everything, and I think what was so different from this experience versus any other program or experience was that I didn't feel like there was such a persona that I had to show up as. It was just like, I mean, how can I show up in a persona that I'm so sure of, if, I mean, like, was I so sure of who I was and how I was at that time? No. So like I had to be down for the count. And I think just creating that safe space, which I know is a buzzword, but like truly safe, so that it's a space to be able to get deep and go deeper. If it's like actual, like, I don't know what's there, we've got to rebrand safe space as well, because this was a 10x of safe space. And it wasn't like I was thrown in from the beginning or funnel into like a group, like a very saturated group, where once there's a group, immediately the first thing is comparison, you
Mm-hmm.
know so straight to the one-on-one, and even the first point of contact was very one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So just having that intimate experience through and through, beginning to end, and then at the very end, which is now we're here at the after, 1.0 to 2020 1.0, then the community is built. Now I'm friends with, like, people from your universe, or connecting with your other clients or colleagues, or I've introduced you to my colleagues. I feel like the community needs to come after and not before, because if it's before, then it just makes us more self-conscious, more anxious, more walls.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So ending with that instead of beginning with it, I think, was also a huge key and an important strategy for coaches.
Yes. And something that you can implement now in your coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honestly, I love the fact that I think if I was to summarize everything in one word, I
Yeah.
feel like you found your fun again. Like that was the biggest thing I saw in you. Like at the beginning, it was like, you told me all the things that you're struggling with, and the thing like the person that you really want to be, and I saw that person in you, and I was like, you do seem like such a, like, I've seen you talk to me like so vulnerably, like you are super fun, you are
Mhm.
super crazy like me. Like, what, how come you don't come across like that online? You're
Why
always
was
very
it so low
professional.
key?
Yeah. Why is it so low key? Like, you were so professional and like always like very like on brand, on point. Yeah, like, you know, yes sir,
Wait,
no
wait,
sir, 3 bags full, sir. You know, like you were very, you know, that's how you were. But then, you know, like even the filters, like you started taking the filters off. I was like, stop the filters. Then you
wait.
stopped like always putting the sparkly filters on and stuff. But I feel like it was all progress and it was all just like fun. Like you got the fun back and then you just started being yourself. You were like, screw it, Sadiq's right. Let me just sing in my stories and show people this is a different personality that I have. I'm a good singer. Why would I not share that talent with the world?
Mhm.
And then you had your love for plants, which nobody knew. Well, they did kind of know from your posts, but you never really talked about it as much as when you started posting more about the plants or the stories behind the scenes of your little plant nursery and stuff.
Yeah. All these things about my personality that were suppressed, I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
then
low key
we got
things.
to the point where it was like, okay, F the formula. This is who I am. And whether it's irrelevant to people, whether they understand it or not, it's part of me. It's my personality. And even now, you know, I'm getting a lot of feedback like, oh my gosh, like I'm so inspired by how you use so much of your personality in your content and your business and da da da. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So you do know, and you can tell that I am a business without me having to strip it from personality. So yeah.
Yep, love it. I love it.
I love it.
There you go. She does it better than me every time. She just like just 10x is everything that I did. All right, so this is I want to we're gonna keep this short, so I want to kind of like end it here. But tell everybody like how tell everybody or leave everybody, I should say, with one thing that you believe that everybody out there watching this or listening, they should go and do in their life in terms of like investing in themselves. It doesn't have to be coaching, just like what do you recommend somebody in the world right now listening or watching to do to go and invest in themselves so their life, their business, their mindset and their confidence and everything grows? What would that one thing like really valuable wisdom that you want to share with them, what would that one piece of wisdom be?
I mean, this is it. This is exactly what I had to. It's an abstract investment. So yes, the coaching definitely 100%, 12,000%. But the other investment was like find your unplug and find your vibe. Like what activity, what thing is it that you love and feel the most like true to yourself and is just you vibing, like something that's making you happy. Like me vibing with the plants, something unplugged, something I can take care of and like, you know, use with my hands and watch grow. It's an investment. Plants are expensive, you know. And then, you know, not only the upfront investment of buying all the materials and buying the plants and the soil, it becomes a daily time investment, but an investment in myself, something that keeps me sane. Um, and what I learned recently, I didn't know this in the beginning, is that this is what makes me feel abundant. So find your vibe where it's not there. There are no, there's no like, what's the word, like social context or any standards or anything. It's just you. Like if there was nothing but you in your bubble, how are you going to be vibing? What makes you feel good? Period. The end. For me, it's plants. Makes me feel abundant. So that's the return on that investment, on that time and energy investment that I get. And I don't know. That's number one. That's number one for me. Find your vibe.
I
That's it,
love it.
man. Simple.
She sounds like a female CoachSadiq now, isn't it, guys? She did everything she says. Spot on, beautifully said, beautifully articulated. Period. The end. Like she everything, like all of this stuff. I just love seeing how much. Honestly, you don't understand, Jan. Like I love seeing when people take what I do, what I share, and then they go and like, I don't care when people copy. Like, you know, there's many people that say, or they get really upset when people copy their content. I love it. I secretly love when people steal my content or copy me. I'm just like I inspired that person for them to take my stuff. Like, that's me. I did that. Yes, forget it. They never tagged me. They never, gave me the love, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like the fact they went and like they watched my video, they got inspired and they went and made their own one or copied me.
That's the point.
Why? Like, why do you want to secretly keep your stuff? Like, what's the point? Like,
No, there's nothing to hold on to. Like, honestly, that's the point of impact. Like, you can't be so territorial of this knowledge that you gained from also another source, several sources, countless sources that you put together and turned it into your own expression. And that's how you delivered it. And that's them and all of those sources and figures of inspiration, leaving their impact. And you 10x that impact by making it yours and sharing it in your own expression, just like I am and will continue to do. And we have witnessed through even before the 3 months was up and up to today, and I still share with you like all these little messages or tags that I get of people that are inspired by the content that I would least expect for them to be so inspired by, and then people follow them, and then I see them step into their power, and that's the point. It's like there is no formula that we completely own, yeah. So
love that. And also on top of that, like just look at her backdrop, like that's a masterpiece. Thank you very much. That is a masterpiece. Like even that, believe it or not, guys, even the things that you subconsciously we don't even take or we don't even like show people, someone like Jan will see my content or see what I'm doing and all the stuff that I put out there, see the backdrop, see the little, the little frame I have, or just in my content, you'll see like how I position logos and things. And she'll come back and say, that was a really cool piece of content. I really like the board ones, or I really like these videos, or I really like that. And you, because you're a marketing person, you kind of see and get my perspective of why I changed it. I'm like, that's a pretty good idea, Sadiq. Or like in my stories, how I get everybody so excited for my new brand partnership pictures, and I make them so curious. You're like, Sadiq, you are so good at just psychologically messing with our heads to get us so excited to just be like, Friday, this is something's happening on Friday.
oh yeah.
But just look at that. Like I love it. Your backdrop. Like I'm gonna take a comparison video of like the first version 1 of our podcast and then version 2 of our podcast session together, and then like the backdrop and everything, like how you went from just your kitchen to upgrading to a new apartment in that time as well. That's a massive thing. Upgrading to a new apartment, upgrading your car, which obviously is all happening behind the scenes as well. But to let everybody know, all of these things have been upgraded. And then the backdrop of like getting the white panels done, the shelf, like just getting everything look on brand, on point. By the way, all those things on Jan's shelf are all the companies that she has literally worked with in her marketing, and like just like some of the names, like just you guys can see if you're watching on YouTube. If you can't, like, message Jan, shoot her a message. But on that note, Jan, where can they go and reach out to you, show you some love, ask you questions, find out about your marketing, find out about your coaching? What we all know, you live on Instagram, right?
Well, I mean, Instagram is my playground just because I feel like visually, vibe wise, emoji wise, hashtag wise, just like it's the most dynamic playground for me. So if you want to see me in my fullest expression, you can find me at jcamille.co, which is also the same for my website, jcamille.co. Go and admire the beautiful makeover that I gave. I'm so proud of it and so excited for it to be out there in the world. So that's where y'all can find me.
I love it. And also make sure you guys go and connect with her on Clubhouse, because she does Flash Coaching Friday every single Friday. And I believe you have one on Wednesday as well, no?
Yep,
So what was that one? The one on Wednesday?
The Wednesday one is called Strategy Hour, and we rotate that. It's basically like the business mindset. So more formal, more business, more C-suite type of conversations there. And then the Friday one, Flash Coaching, is more for the creative side of things. So branding, the mindset of a creator, content, packaging. So all that fun stuff, and then the serious stuff on Wednesday.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Guys, honestly, like I can't remind you enough. Make sure you go and show Jan some love, message her, send her a love heart, send her emojis, like hundreds of them. Just DM her with hundreds of emojis. I promise you, like she'll send you 200 back. Like she would not just ignore 100 emojis. She'll give 200 back because she does it. She takes everything 10x all the time. You know, I like to do that too.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys go and show her some love. Check out her website because it does look epic compared to what it was before. Very simple and like, yeah, not much there to like fully having. It just shows like how you went from kind of unsure of what to do and how to have a website to like really knowing your purpose and having every package, every strategy, every visual as well. Like I remember when you were doing it, and I was like, "This looks very similar to my website." She was like, like this,
Oh.
I was like, "This looks really familiar." This website. You're like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
your website inspired me."
Yep, yep. Your
I'm like, I
background, your
love it.
website, like people, I mean, I'm by all means like take the liberty to compare and contrast, so you will see truly like the experience of being having fun and enjoying being a student and also being the teacher as well. It's like it it doesn't matter that people are going to duplicate or be inspired or take something of yours, because at the end of the day the end product is going to be so different. It's going to be in their expression. Like look at our backgrounds in this video, still so different, you know. So
Yep.
there you go.
Dark night on this side, and like what that frozen on that side. Just literally white. I could just see white, orange, red, like just
Yeah.
bright colors. So, but I
Yeah.
love it. Honestly, I'm super proud of you, and yeah, the journey that we've been on has been amazing, and I'm just honestly just so excited to be in touch and just see the progress of like how you flourish even more, how many more dreams you accomplish, just how far you're going in life is just it's going to be a good thing to experience with you. So I'm grateful that I had the chance to serve you and help you and get you to your fuller self, and you know that I'm always going to be here by your side. So thank you for everything. And any last messages for everybody?
Oh my gosh, just to live in gratitude and live in awareness, because that has been number one before all of this, and it still is, and it works, man. Like it everything comes. Just trust, like all of it comes. Just it's it's always going to be number one. Like you got to be grateful for things that you already have, that are you're going to have, and that are coming your way, or that you even could have. And that's how it just speeds up and like comes your way even faster. So like if you want to 10x these future goals and these future dreams, like be thankful for it as if it was here now, you know.
Love it. Live in the moment, be grateful, and just let that fuel of gratitude just pull you forward towards your vision, your goals, your dreams, and never ever lose hope on those aspirations, on those dreams. And as I always say, believe in yourself, trust the process, and just enjoy the journey. Like that's the main thing.
Have fun, man.
Have fun, man. Gosh, people, like that's the biggest thing. People like don't understand that aspect of
Yeah,
things. Why do I
yeah,
make Monday fitness videos? Because it's fun. It's nothing to
yeah.
do with me showing off. It's nothing to do with showing people how amazing my skills are. No, that video is always has been for me to show my creativity off, to show how passionate I am about fitness and movement and how much I get energized, and how everybody says how do you have so much energy? Well, why don't you look at my Monday videos? Like I teach you in the captions if you read them how
Mhm.
much energy I find from fitness and how much I love it, and I get to express myself through that physical movement. So you're right. Have fun, and make sure you go and connect with John. Make sure you go connect with John.
British accent there.
that that is what you call fun. You see, like just like the amount of things I called you, Jess, Joe, like so many things.
Mhm.
I don't know. Everybody's name just begins with J. I called you Jess, Jan, so
Oh yeah.
many times, right? You're just like, it's all right, Sadiq. I know what you mean. So yeah, guys, make sure you go and connect with Jan. I like to call her Jan now. So
Mhm.
go connect with Jan. Show her some love. Show her some emojis, some inspirational messages. Share whatever you want, or go and ask her questions. She's always there. I promise you, she always replies to every single message, every single email, or anything you send her. So show her some love. And once again, Jan, thank you so much for being on the show, and keep up the amazing work.
Thank you and all of you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.